The Roast Band Networks bring you long-form public affairs programming from Mayflower and Ridgeway and are a public service to all. Roast Band, equal access to government matters. Tonight on Q&A, now former Fire Chief Chelmski reveals all.
Hello.
Hello.
Mayflower.
Hello, Mayflower. My name's Dannlabs, and I'm here sitting with the now ex-Fire Chief Chelmski.
And my name is Michigan Boy.
Hang on,
He's somewhere behind us. Where
Do you just call me Chelmski?
is that? Not your name?
It's
Chelm?
Chelm.
Chelmski?
Yes.
I'm
God,
just.
Dan, are you
I
stupid?
don't care.
Dan, are you dumb?
fucking care. Shut the fuck up back there. I will put a bullet through your balls.
I'm in your walls.
This bitch, I swear to God. Anyways, so Chelmski, could you give us a brief introduction?
Yeah.
Tell us about
So I'm the former county fire chief of the New Haven County Fire Department. I've been there since around July, but employed there since 2022. So that was under the rule or the tenure of former chief Message Gaming. The rule.
The
yeah.
rule.
I mean, you basically do rule as fire chief. You know, it's more of a kingdom than a department.
Yeah.
So I was there under Message Gaming and Div Drems, then L5 Extra, and then I finally became chief.
Okay. So you worked your way up from the bottom.
Yeah, so I was originally made deputy chief under who was it? Div Drems, and then kept demoted under L5 down to captain, and then made it back up to deputy chief before becoming a chief.
Right. So, you know, lots of stuff's been happening, mostly today, but we're going to start from where it really started.
Yep.
The audit that the county executive ran on you, the whole county board. Let's bring that up. Do we have that? No, we don't? Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stan,
Okay.
in the future, let's have the document that revolves around the entire
Sorry,
episode.
I meant to put that in the chat, but I didn't. I'm going to kill myself. Anyways, so the county board did an audit on your department, and they said a lot of things in there, but we're going to skip to the part that speaks about you. So let me just get this up here. So specifically, there's a whole section here in the audit report that speaks about the office of the fire chief, and it says a lot of shit about you.
Yeah.
Mostly that you're inconsistent and subpar. And that's just, I don't know how you perform in the bedroom, but if that's anything to go by, that's not good. Okay? You're inconsistent, you're subpar, and you fail in leadership, basically, is what they're saying. No direction in whatever you're doing. You delegate tasks and you just let them go.
Yeah, so as any good department head would, you would delegate a task. You know, I'm sure you were delegated to do a bit of research on this whole thing before inviting me here and doing all this. I'm sure that's what good delegation is it not? And the county executive's main issue was that I was delegating tasks. I wasn't doing much myself. He said that I would delegate tasks with no direction, that kind of thing.
Well, it's also delegating tasks that you're meant to be doing, right? Like stuff specifically for the fire chief to do. I
mean, yeah, there's stuff specifically for the fire chief to do, but as well as the assistant chief, who is my direct subordinate, they can also assist with those tasks. And when I was unable to do those tasks, I delegated them to the assistant chief, who stepped up and took on those tasks, who successfully completed them, in my opinion.
Could I butt in a little bit?
Go on.
Yeah, sure.
Did you ever submit any sort of formal requests, or not formal? I guess not requests, but any formal notice that you were not going to be able, if you were going to be on leave? Anything you talked about not being able to do your tasks? Was there any sort of formal?
It's not exactly. I mean, there's no task that was set by the county executive that said, "Hey, you need to do this." It was more tasks that just need to be done. You know, administrative tasks. department database updates, policy updates, basic stuff that any chief could do, but it was up to me to do. And when I couldn't perform those tasks, it would be delegated down to the appropriate chief to complete. If it's an update for an emergency operations bureau policy, it would be up to the deputy chief at the time, C. Whitman, to complete. If it was for the support bureau,
could I butt in?
Right.
Could I butt in
Yeah,
one more time?
yeah. Go ahead.
I've received an anonymous tip that he cannot delegate anything legally related to the fire marshal's office. I don't know if that was something that was done.
I don't think he talked about the fire marshals yet.
Okay,
I mean,
isn't that under reform?
I got.
Isn't that what
yeah. So the fire marshal's office is under reform, and legally there's nothing that says I can't delegate tasks. I mean, yes, as chief, you are the county fire marshal, but there is nothing that says you can't delegate tasks to someone on your behalf. I mean, everything was done on my behalf. So where I have Captain Chrissy, who is still the assistant chief and current acting fire chief, it was where I was like, while I'm fixing this thing, you can sort out fire marshals. And that's what he was working on. He opened up applications, and that has been done since most of the chiefs. L5 Extra, when he was chief, would delegate tasks to L8 Extra as an assistant county fire marshal. It's not an official position, but it's more a position that was created to alleviate a lot of the work off the county fire marshal, especially being the county medical director, county fire marshal, county fire chief. It's 3 offices held with one position. So a lot needs to be delegated.
But of course you have your subordinates. We get that part. We get that part. We understand delegation of those sorts of things. But they bring up another interesting point, which I think Michigan did mention before, but we kind of just skipped over that. But just the lack of activity from you. They say that you're tending to other departments instead of the one that you own. Really?
So, I will admit there was a small lack of activity, but at the time I had just transferred divisions within NHCSO and the department was running fine. So, to come off your probation in NHCSO was not more of a priority, but was something that I'd prefer to get done than sit on probation for another week or 2, when the department was running fine under its current command and there was nothing outstanding that needed to be done at the time within the department. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess. I suppose. Yeah.
There were no outstanding
What's up,
tasks.
Michigan? What do you got to say, Mish?
Nothing. No.
Oh, okay. Well, you made a little gasping noise there. I don't know if that was the butt plug or the. I don't know what that was, but
on to C6.
On the Honda C6.
No, pawn
Mazda?
to C6.
Pawn to C6. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh god. I need to press my buttons more carefully. Let's move on to our next question. So today, a few documents came out. You got removed officially by the county executive, and then you came out with another document responding to the removal.
Yep.
In that claim, you say that the audit that the county board did was targeted, right? It was meant specifically to get rid of you.
So yeah,
Right?
a lot of the people that were involved within the audit were people that didn't like me, per se. People that had already contacted the county executive to say we want Chelmski gone. So there were lieutenants, captains that, of course, they can voice their complaints to the county executive, but then got involved with an audit that should have been external from the department. They can provide evidence, but they wrote parts of the report from what I can understand, from what I've heard from other people, which I can't back that claim, but that is what I have heard. So these people that have been against me have been part of this audit and have helped the county executive in investigating parts of the department that in their position they shouldn't have access to.
So this was run by the what's up, Mitch?
I don't see the point of being mad at people that weren't on, people that wanted to get rid of you. I don't see how you're well, not mad at them, but
Using
You're-
them as a
Yeah,
point of contention.
Yeah, about how these people didn't like you, and then they put an audit against you. Like, if they didn't like you, then why would it be so weird for them to put an audit against you, or
So
audit?
so these are
Whatever the
people.
fuck.
So these are people that have actively spoken out against me and then gone ahead and wrote a report basically to say.
But you can't
this is
substantiate that.
No, I
You,
can't.
you
Of
don't know
course.
if they have any hand in that.
I mean, I have chats from a Discord that I used as the Fire Chief's Discord, where they have been added to complaints sent against me, and
Well,
that
yeah, but
kind of
that's
thing.
all within their right. They are absolutely allowed to complain about your policies.
No, these are complaints
They're
that have been
not?
sent to the county. No. These are complaints that are sent to the county executive that these people have been given access to
Right.
write a report on me. Does that make sense?
So is that not?
But you can't
correct me if I'm wrong,
substantiate that.
Isn't also? Is there an issue with the people like giving up that information that was used against you in the audit?
No, that is not what I am saying. I am saying
Okay.
that there are people
I'm like
that have
half plugged in.
there are people that have publicly spoken out against me, who have then gone ahead and created an audit and like put their opinion in this audit.
Right. But that kind of just makes sense. The people who don't like you are going to want you gone.
Yes,
I'm
but
I
sure
think
if
that
the
just
people
kind of
that-
goes for
I'm-
any department.
my point
Yeah, I'm
behind
sure if there was an audit, if there's an audit conducted by people that did like you, then it'd probably be a glowing.
The point behind it is it wasn't a non-biased audit. It wasn't done by people that have are looking at these things for the first time. It's people that have gone there and basically spoken out against me, and they're using like one-time situations to go, "This is why he's bad." It's not been an
Do you have any like
unfair audit.
examples of that?
So I have examples of lack of investigation into certain parts of the audit. I have
Just give us one of them. Just give us a little one.
Okay. So the
Yeah.
smallest out of them all, being lack of investigation, is when in the audit they talk about the public relations unit. Now,
Okay.
public
Hold on.
relations
Let's
unit.
pull that up.
So
Let's pull up the public relations unit.
Stan, let's pull it up.
Yeah. Pull. Come on. Okay. So
Thank
go
you,
on.
Stan.
So you can see here that it talks about how the conclusion from the audit determined that the public relations division is performing well and hosting engaging events. But as you can see from the fire department server, if you to take a look, there was the last event to be hosted was probably
Stan, don't
around
pull that up.
2 or 3 months ago. So as much as the public relations unit was actively thinking of events, the audits claimed that they were doing events and, you know, actively hosting them, which they weren't. At the time, the public relations unit had one employee, maybe two, and they weren't performing up to par, which was why they were actively under reform. But the county executive failed to see that.
Interesting. That's interesting.
When Dan
So-
doesn't know what to ask, so
No, shut the fuck up. I will murder you.
Yes, interesting.
Yes, interesting. Yeah. Anyways, next question. In your response letter, you talk a lot about unanimous vote and then the big lie, right? That the county executive is telling everyone about the investigation.
Yep.
What can you tell us about that?
So to start off with, the county executive in his letter to me, I was sent a direct message, which was basically read, "I'm assuming you've read the report, so I'm not going to sugarcoat this. The county board has unanimously agreed that you should be removed as chief. I'm going to give you the opportunity to resign or step down to a lower rank below captain. Should you choose not to, I will remove you from your position. You have 4 hours to make a decision." Now, I brought this up with the county board. I sent them a screenshot of this, and they most of them said that yeah, we did agree to this. However, one person in particular, being Sheriff Roblox Wolf, said that he wasn't brought in on the decision, which means it's not a unanimous vote. Now, Wolf is an elected official, which makes him an official member of the board, unlike, say, the transit director or the fire chief, who they are appointed. So they're members of the board, but they don't have that vote that the sheriff would. So it wasn't a unanimous decision. And when brought this up, other commissioners said that they hadn't approved it exactly. They just spoke about certain things, not that they agreed with the removal, but agreed about talking about removal, that kind of thing.
Right.
Warlock
and so this was a closed door meeting they had, right?
Yeah, it was a closed door meeting that excluded massive parts of the board, like I said, the sheriff, and it was a closed door meeting where they didn't say or solidify what they wanted to do. They just kind of spoke about a general idea, and then the county executive jumps to a conclusion that they've said I need to be removed, and employs a tactic where he's like, "It's unanimous. You are going to be removed." And then people like the sheriff speak.
The county executive did he did backpedal on the whole unanimous bit. He did correct that later on.
Dan, I have an official statement from Warlock about that.
I asked
go ahead, about that situation in general. He said he's taking small mistakes out of context. The county sheriff is considered an ex officio member of the board.
I was about to mention that. I was about to say,
Dan, Hey, Dan.
Yeah, fuck. Okay, go.
I forgot they're considered full members of the board. To call it unanimous is not a lie, but was a simple mistake, which was quickly rectified.
Right.
That's what his official response was to the claims of the whole unanimous situation with Roblox Wolf not being included.
Okay. All right. Well, anyways, so this was a closed door meeting. It happened. Are there even records of the meeting? Do you know?
Not that I can get. It was a group chat that commissioners had said had been created that the sheriff was excluded from as a board member.
Well, we don't care about the sheriff. The sheriff he doesn't have voting powers anyways.
He does. Legally, he does. Legally, yes. It's a charter thing and a...
Okay, he wasn't... Okay, but he was not excluded from... I think we've established he was not excluded from the group chat with... Like, maliciously, it just was not... It was kind of forgotten that he could vote.
Yeah, well... Damn, they must fucking hate Roblox Wolf or something.
They rectified this simple mistake.
Yeah. So then, maybe we should have more open meeting laws?
I mean, that might be an idea.
Yeah?
Yeah. So would you say that within... Chem, would you say that within the department, your removal was unpopular? Like there would be a lot of people that would argue against your removal?
There have been a lot of people that have openly said that they support me. I mean, more former members of the department that have lost interest in the community and Roblox in general due to moving on in life. But there's current members of the department that would say there have been multiple resignations following my removal from people that don't want to serve under the people that they want to make chief. So there's definitely that.
Okay, I'm looking at a letter that was sent. I don't have a date for it actually, but it's from a lot. It's to the county executive or county board.
Oh, are we bringing that up now?
I don't think it's actually shared in the group chat right now. But
well, I've got it right here actually.
Why we started this PDF. Okay.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, this is from multiple of.
Shut up, bitch. I have some plan. So we got our hands on the actual assigned letter to the county executive from a couple of people high up in the department. Can we bring that up on the screen? Can we get that up? Is it okay?
So this was signed by all the way up to the deputy chief. Of these people were agreeing and trying to get you removed.
Yeah. They brought up a lot of things. They brought up the audit. They don't feel heard. They feel like you've taken the department in a completely different direction. And I think all these are valid complaints, right? I think these are good reasons why you should maybe have people who don't like you.
I mean, there is one thing that has always been brought up in every Chiefs meeting I've ever hosted that you can talk to any of the Chiefs or former Chiefs and current Chiefs, is that members in FD for some reason have an issue with voicing their concerns. So as much as they say they don't feel heard, a lot of the time you do a department poll and people are like, oh yeah, there's an issue, but it doesn't matter. And then we don't ever get to fix that issue. And then they come back 2 months later and go, this issue hasn't been fixed. But they haven't actually told us what the issue is. I mean,
Wait,
people have
so
had issues.
are you
Hold on.
in this hypothetical? Are you aware of the issue? Are you aware
No.
that there is an issue?
No. So, for example, people have been saying there were issues with. I got a thing that was issues with getting special operations certifications, you know? And people were like, oh, there's an issue with special operations. But they don't bring what the actual issue is. They just say there's an issue with where it is. They don't give you an example of that issue or say exactly what their issue is. They just go, oh, there's an issue with this. And it leaves it up to us to investigate. And if things are looking
Well,
normal
that's
from
exactly
our
your job,
perspective-
though.
Well, no, because
hold
things
on.
look normal
Hold
from your
on.
perspective.
Hold on. All of this responsibility comes down on your shoulders because you're the chief, and you have to make sure that your department's running okay. If it's
You're in
that
charge of
follows-
the department's well-being.
Yeah, you
Of
are the
course.
key part. You're the one in charge here. You have to take charge. Make sure that your department is running well. People says there's a problem in special operations. You better fucking get on that.
And you look into it, but from, of course, your perspective, if you can't see that there's an issue and people aren't telling you what their issue is, then how am I meant
Then
to
you
fix
should be
that
investigating it.
Yes, but you investigate the issue, and if there isn't one that you can find, then how are you meant to solve that? If people aren't telling you the exact issue or what their issue is, then you can't fix it.
I just can't agree with that. I just can't agree with that. See, because you're the one here who's supposed to be investigating the issues and making sure your department's running well. I've said this before. I'll say it again. It comes down on you. It's a little bit avoidant, really, and I understand why a lot of the people in this letter. Can we bring that up again? Have lost their faith in you.
I also have what's your response to people saying that you've just willingly allowed multiple divisions to die, for example, the medical operations?
So medical operations has been an ongoing issue. Since I was a firefighter here, medical operations was an inactive division. Now we rectified that issue by employing someone who we knew had experience from the original Mayflower, and they recently, well, about a month ago, resigned. In which we then started looking into replacements, but were unsure on who we wanted in that position. Recently, it was Arvada that was promoted into that position, who has, from what I was seeing, had yet to do anything in the few days that they had been in the position. Medical operations is one of those things within the fire department. One thing that we've always wanted since the original Mayflower is fires, and a fire department can't operate without fires. A lot of people join the fire department wanting to do these more technical rescue scenarios compared to, supporting someone's head, stopping a bleeder. Not a lot of people are interested in that medical role play anymore compared to grabbing a hose, putting out a fire, or smashing out a car's windows and extracting a patient.
What about so I mean, you have, even if you have people, like even if you have command and everything set up within medical operations, what do you do with? I mean, I've received complaints that there's no people with certs. So now, is that a training division problem?
So
is there any issue within the training division?
So for medical certifications, there was a recent law passed, which meant that it had to go through the county medical office, or a state law was passed that said it had to go through the county's medical office, which was undergoing reform at the time. So certifications have been placed on a temporary halt. It isn't the responsibility of the training division to certify people paramedic. They have the authority to certify up to an EMTB level until we had the full EMTP curriculum created.
Is that still not finished, or?
The EMTP curriculum, since I'm no longer chief, will be put on hold until someone comes to me and says they need the document in which they can have. So until someone gets that document and continues that document, it's not going to be a thing for a while.
So then it's a lack of initiative you're blaming it on, then?
A lack of initiative from who, though? Me?
A lack of initiative from anyone but you.
Well, I'm not saying anyone but me. I mean, yeah, there's things that I haven't done, but at the same time, the medical operations division is constantly inactive. I mean, we found someone who was willing to go into the position, got it active for a while, and then phased out of Mayflower. We've replaced it with someone new who has yet to do anything. With this new state law,
you can't blame them for not doing anything, though. I mean, they can't. They don't have anyone. They don't have anything. What about the medical training unit, though?
Medical training unit was disbanded. That was a plan put in, and that failed. We tried it for a while, didn't work, and that's why we disbanded the unit recently and gave all the responsibilities over to training division once we had fully created curriculum.
Who was put in charge of that medical training unit?
That would have been mandatory morale.
Okay, and then is that what's your relation with them? What was their experience that warranted that position?
So mandatory morale, at the time we were, I wouldn't say friends, but we were getting to be friends. Let me just add on, I didn't promote him into that position. I didn't say he should be promoted to that position. I didn't influence that in any way. That was up to the deputy chief at the time, Effortless Aussie, to promote him. He was an experienced person. He's done multiple medical he's had medical experience, real life and within the Roblox world. So he was the right choice, but he unfortunately had dedications to his judgeship and becoming a Supreme Court justice, which left him inactive from FD.
All right. So I'm just going to take a quick break here. Just speak directly to the camera. Zoom in on me. Oh yeah, get right up in my face. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Well, to everyone who's watching right now, we have a poll up in the chat.
If you'd like to, I forgot. Sorry.
This fucking guy. We'd like to hear your opinion. Go ahead, put a vote in the box. Tell us how you're feeling about this whole situation. Do you support? Shut the fuck up, Stan. I swear to God, you fucking bastard.
Upward slanting eyes. Yeah, I think so.
That's false. That's false. You can't prove that. That's not real.
You do have a thin upper lip too. I've seen.
No, that's false. I have a very beautiful upper lip, which has a very nice mustache on top of it. Fuck you, bastard. Back to what we were saying. But you fucking zooming in on my mouth, you shithead. Fuck you. This fucking guy. Anyways, back to what we were saying. So, it's basically over for you now, right? Are you planning to contest this? The audit,
not.
any of it? No.
I mean, being a department head is a very stressful thing, and there are some new things going on in my life, in real life. So, at some point this year, I was going to be stepping away from the position. So, I guess this has just been a sped up clock.
Well, it sounds like you're gonna hand everything over peacefully. I hope. Unless we have another.
I'm not looking to do what my former assistant chief did, which was refuse to hand over documents and stuff like that. I'm not looking for a community removal. So, once a new chief has been elected, I will be handing all the documents over to them. But until the chief has been confirmed, elected by the board.
Appointed
By the board. That's the better word.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
I have
nominated.
So I have
that
a whole.
one.
I have a whole Google Drive which I can easily transfer over to the new chief once they're appointed by the board. So until that time comes, unless I'm ordered to by some administration, I will be holding on to those documents until an official chief is there.
What do you want to say to whoever ends up successing you in terms of fire chief? What should they you looking forward to?
Good luck. The position's very stressful. And don't look for any collaboration with the board. I mean,
Damn.
most board members,
Damn.
most board members are pretty good at their jobs, but county executive is not willing to work when it comes
Shots
to certain
fucking
things.
fired.
There are
Okay,
good board
wow.
members. There are some board members that will stab you in the back, and the county executive's definitely one of those people.
Mm.
Looking at who?
Why are you looking at me, huh? Got a
Wait,
problem with me?
is me? What personality are we talking to? Stanley or QWERTY?
Sam. Right now.
Oh,
Oh.
I have no
Fucking-
issues with Stan.
Schizophrenic. fucking schizophrenic Dannlabs, ladies and gentlemen. So, just to cap it all off, is there anyone you want to see take over the office now that you're gone?
Personally, I'd like to see my assistant chief succeed into the position. If anything, he did my job where I couldn't. There are people that Warlock has, spoken about that he would like to see as chief, but there are definitely people there that are a mistake to make chief, and people that have lacked dedication in the past to become chief again. So, Chrissy
see.
is probably the best option, and I'm
What
sure.
What about someone like Arvada?
I feel like Avada would make a good chief. He was assistant chief in the original Mayflower. Don't get me wrong, he's a good person. But I feel like due to him being a real life EMT and the dedications he has to real life, sometimes it has been noticed that he doesn't have the full commitments to being on Roblox. So,
Fucking, I hope so. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
well,
I don't want a
exactly.
man pulling up to a firehouse and playing Roblox all day. Jesus Christ.
But that's the point behind it is someone like Chrissy, who's more dedicated to the platform, would be a much better option.
Can I just
Alright,
add
wow.
something really quick?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
I would 100% much rather have a inactive chief that is extremely knowledgeable and has much more experience than a very active 300-pound fatty that only plays Roblox all day.
Chrissy, you hearing this?
Not saying that Christy is
Fucking slanderous.
No,
fucking
bring
slanderous. The whole
bring
fucking
Chrissy in
thing.
the room. Let Chrissy respond to that claim that
No,
he's a 300
No,
pound
don't let him.
fatty.
Don't let him in the room. No. Hey, you come back here with that camera. No. Hey. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Q&A with former Chief Chelmski. I've been Dannlabs. Over there is Michigan Boy. Thank you for tuning in. Cut to ads. I don't know. How do I end this? How do I end this? Okay, bye bye. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, M-Span, for watching this. Make sure to stay tuned for our new Q&A episodes and maybe a Lander Journal. We like to pump these out a lot.
And subscribe.
And also, make sure to check out our new M-Span games. We have crosswords that's just already out this week, and then next week we're going to have a brand new game for you guys. It's going to be really good.
Crosswords is so bitching. I swear to God, I'm so good at crosswords. Crosswords are so awesome. Play crosswords at what's the website? Hold on.
Mspan.org? Is it org?
Is it Mspan or is it Rosespan?
Oh, Rosespan, yes. Sorry.
Yeah, it's rosespan.org/games. Go online. Ask your parents' permission first before you go online, of course.
But yeah, we're releasing a new
games.
game. We're releasing a new game every week in January. So yeah. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.